Hey everyone, it's Morgan from Archer Review, and today we're going to be talking about exactly how to use your SurePass program. This is going to go over everything in depth so that you are prepared to get the most out of this comprehensive program and pass your NCLEX for good. All right, so as you know, with your SurePass program subscription, you receive access to our live 2-day review course, on-demand access to all of our lectures that come with the notes, the slides, worksheets, case studies, etc. You also get a 6-month subscription to our question bank, which of course comes with unlimited readiness assessments. So, how do you use all this material to study? We break it down for you in 3 easy steps: mastering your core content, practicing, and assessing your readiness. So let's go through. For step 1, mastering your core content, you will first and foremost be joining that 2-day live review. In this 2-day review with me, you're going to be reviewing your fundamentals, each system, the specialties that the NCLEX includes, as well as some more advanced topics like prioritization, delegation, testing strategies for those tricky alternate format questions like select all that apply. And we finished that live 2-day review with a comprehensive NCLEX exam so that you know where you stand as you begin this studying process. Now, after you join that 2-day live course, you'll be going through the content again via our on-demand lectures. And you can do this completely at your own pace. Whether you have 6 or 1 month left to study, you can achieve this. Our on-demand content, you have about 50 hours worth of it. We'll review each system in depth, and will include access to that live 2-day course that you just joined. You'll want to watch at least 2 to 3 hours worth of content per day as you study. That's our recommendation. Now, as you're joining this live course and reviewing the on-demand lectures, you'll want to make sure that you download the notes and handouts that come as a part of your SurePass program. These will include all of the slides that I'm reviewing while you're joining the live and the on-demand lectures. It'll have a place for you to take notes, and it will include the worksheets and case studies that you'll be doing along with the content to really submit these materials in your head. Now, after you've been through all of that on-demand content, you've joined the live course, you're ready to move on to step 2. Practicing. And of course, this is where the practice question bank comes into play. Your Qbank subscription for 6 months includes 2,800 high-yield NCLEX questions with detailed answer rationales. So you'll want to go through each and every one of them to really get the most out of this program. Now, I recommend that you start off in tutor mode. That means that you're going to do a practice question and see the answer to that question right after you submit it. I recommend that you actually keep your notes with you while you're doing this so that as you read those answer rationales, you can note down any additional information in your notes that we might not have covered. There's a lot of extra content there, infographics, pictures, memory tricks that you're going to want to use to study. I recommend you do 75 questions every day in tutor mode, along with watching that 2 to 3 hours of on-demand content. Now, after you've been practicing for a while, you'll want to review your student dashboard to see how you're doing in different areas. One of the great things about Archer Review is that interactive student dashboard updates in real time and gives you a breakdown of all the subject areas you've been working on. So you can see if you're scoring really high in cardiac and not so high in respiratory, that you might want to go back to the respiratory on-demand lecture and review your notes there for a little bit longer than that cardiac section. we tend to want to study areas that we're good at. We want to reinforce that information and it feels really good. I personally love cardiac and I want to study cardiac all the time. Neuro, on the other hand, is not my best subject, so I tend to avoid it. But when you're studying for the NCLEX, you have to put an emphasis on those areas that you're not scoring highly on. So utilize that interactive dashboard and formulate your study plan according to those areas that you're a little bit lower on. You can even create customized tests after you've been studying for a bit to really focus in on those questions that you need more help on. So in our example, if you're scoring low in respiratory, when you go to create your next tutor mode test, you can actually select that subject and just practice respiratory questions. I highly recommend you use that dashboard to focus your studying. Now, after you've been doing that, you'll finally be ready for the very last step from the SurePass program, assessing your readiness. And this also takes place in that question bank through unlimited readiness assessments. Here at Archer Review, we believe that as long as you have questions in your question bank, you should be able to access a readiness assessment. One or two just doesn't cut it. So with us, you get as many as you need. Now, a readiness assessment is like a mock 75 question NCLEX. The software is going to pull 75 unused questions from all the different test plan areas of the NCLEX to simulate that experience for you. You'll get all 75 questions before submitting your exam. You won't see the answers in between like you did in tutor mode when you were practicing in step 2. When you submit that last question, you're going to get what we call an average peer review score. This essentially ranks your performance on those exact questions with your peers and tells you your chance of passing the NCLEX. That score will be either low, borderline, high, or very high. And at Archer Review, if you get 4 consecutive scores of high or very high, you have a 99% chance of passing your NCLEX. For our students who utilize the SurePass program correctly, following those 3 steps, we are proud to have a pass rate of 99%. So you will go into your exam knowing that you're ready to pass your NCLEX. Following those 3 steps is not always easy, but I do promise it's going to be worth it. So remember, master your core content, practice in that question bank, and assess your readiness with 4 scores of high or very high on those readiness assessments. Again, I'm Morgan from Archer Review, and I look forward to seeing you in our live NCLEX reviews as part of the SurePass program.